Hey everyone, it's Zach the Gear Guy, OGE. Back at it again with another episode of Zach the Gear Guy Predicts. Man, time flies when you're doing these, man. But anyway, this is to coincide with SHW42, aka the Rumblejack, also known as, again, my 2-year anniversary with Southern Honor. You can see the hat there. I am excited, for this one, and this is to coincide with episode number 8, 2 years grinding and it 8 stopping. So, without further ado, if you aren't familiar with how this whole thing works, you can go back and watch episodes 1 through 4. You can also watch the Gear Logs as well. I highly recommend that series. But essentially, I have not been paid by anybody. I have not talked to anybody to try and get my endorsement. Nobody has persuaded me. So this is my raw reaction to the match card. These are my thoughts, my opinions on what's going to happen. Unfiltered, untouched, unendorsed. So without further ado, let's get into the match card for my 2-year anniversary with Southern Honor, SHW42, Rumblejack. First match, we have a Southern Honor. This match was actually made last month. And coming off the heels of last month, boy oh boy do I have some thoughts. Southern Honor Tag Team title match will be my guys, my homies. The All-Star Special. Hold My Beer Hansen, William Huckabee, defending their titles against seemingly former friends now. Former friends, I don't know how I'm viewed in their eyes. Sal Rinauro, Sunny Days, Happy Madness on the side of Contra. I don't know. And Brooklyn announced this match herself last month. And she said, oh yeah, by the way, All-Star Special, you can't have entrance music. Really? You don't think that I'm going to have a plan for that? Wink, wink. Well, well, let's get to the nitty-gritty of things. I've known All-Star Special since, like I said, this is not only 2 years of me with the company as the gear guy. This is 2 years of friendship between me and All-Star Special. I've known All-Star Special since they formed, since they came together. I've known them since they've been champions. And I've always considered them a championship-worthy tag team. And now that they have them, I think we're in the All-Star Special's prime. They've even vouched for me when other teams asked me, you know, what I was doing with their gear when I was doing my job. And they've been there for me thick and thin. They even stood out in the crowd the night of my match and watched it on my debut. That's how well we know each other. Happy Madness, I am familiar with. I'm familiar with Sal Rinauro, and I'm familiar with Sunny Days. But this is a new Happy Madness we're talking about. And as much as I don't really like to, I gotta give Brooklyn her credit where credit is due. Because not only do you have the challengers to the SHW tag titles with the Southern Honor champion, the Heathen Cruel. Sorry, it's just that name keeps on slipping out of my mouth. But I still can't believe that name's coming out of my mouth. But all due respect aside, Sunny Days and Sal Rinauro, I was, whilst our friendship might seem iffy now with them joining Contra. I don't know how Sunny views me. I don't know how Sal views me. Me and Sal actually have a not only did Zicky a few SHWs ago, a few months ago at this point, I think it was back in December, asked me if me and Sal were in the same class when I attended ASU. But I have to break those rumors. Those are not true. Me and Sal are not in the same class, but Sunny actually helped me during my match with the intervention of then the third member of Contra, Joe Black, who's still with Contra but had the night off, by Brooklyn. But she also, speaking of Brooklyn, she now has the 2-time Southern Fried Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions at her fingertips. And that is something on its own. And I'm absolutely not stunned. I'm happy for Happy Madness in that regard. But I think Brooklyn wants, kind of like, I don't know if it's Dark Order-esque, but to quote the late and great Brody Lee in AEW, we do what we want when we want, and if I want something, I take it. I think Brooklyn, since she has the SHW title, I knew since Cruel became the SHW title champion, I knew it would be inevitable that she'd go after my guys. All-Star Special. It was just a matter of if and when. And this can also be a case. Should Brooklyn get involved, this would be an easy cakewalk for Happy Madness, that being Sal Rinauro and Sunny Days. Because we saw her take that Fatal Freeway and turn it into a Fatal 4-Way and gave Cruel the championship. No questions asked. We then saw her, whilst also screwing Owen Knight once in the process. We then saw her at SHW 40 take my match from just a regular wrestling match and made it a no-holds-barred match. To not only the fans say I was robbed, but that's the fans talking. I'm here saying, it was the ref's fault. But regardless, you do not know if Brooklyn's gonna be a referee. You do not know if she's going to make it no holds barred. You don't know what she's gonna do to get to get all the titles in SHW. And it's scary to think that should Brooklyn or any other member, Carly Bravo, Joe Black, Cruel himself, get involved, we have new champions. But I still have hope for my guys, my homies, the All-Star Special. Because Brooklyn, you can strip them of the music, but I have a plan for that in Project Gear. And it involves the fans. But my prediction for this match, Happy Madness All-Star Special for the Southern Honor Tag Team titles, I'm going All-Star Special. My guys, they are in their prime, they're focused, they're ready, and we are seeing a different side of them. Plus, I also think Huckabee holds a win over Joe Black in a Doc Aller match that is a classic, that is considered a classic in Southern Honor history, so I don't blame him there. So I'm going All-Star Special here. Now, Bryce Cannon has really ruffled some feathers in SHW. He recently lost the tag titles, then came out to only get beaten in 15 seconds in a Rumble Jack qualifying match from Jordan Kingsley. Thank you, Jordan, for that. But Brooklyn somehow has given Bryce a last chance to enter the Rumble Jack. And it's going to be Bryce Cannon versus who? We don't know. It could be Cruel. It could be me. It could be the Georgia Avengers. Who knows? Maybe she just gives him a rite of passage to the Rumble Jack saying like, hey, you don't have anybody, your opponent didn't show up, great, enter the Rumble Jack. I have no idea what's going. You don't know who she's going to bring in to face Bryce Cannon. Or face anybody for that matter. Because we saw her bring in a former challenger trained by then ROH champion. Then ROH champion Jonathan Gresham, who the name was Dave Stage, and he fought Gunnar Miller for a title for a spot for a covenant spot in the Rumble Jack. Looked really impressive. You don't know who is going to come in through the door, thanks to Brooklyn, to enter the Rumble Jack. When everybody wants to throw their hat, no pun intended, into the ring and get an opportunity for the #1 title in Georgia history, everybody wants it. But who knows who he'll be facing. Maybe it's Ashton Starr, AC Mack, somebody of that nature. You never know who they're capable of bringing in to face Bryce Cannon. But when all is said and all is done, I gotta go with somehow, if this is going to be a cakewalk of a match for Bryce Cannon, good to you, Bryce. You're in the Rumble Jack. Sorry, you're not going to win said Rumble Jack. But if this opponent is not a cakewalk for him, because we don't know who it's going to be, if it's not a cakewalk, then mystery opponent, you're in. Welcome to SHW, whomever he or she may be. Now we move. There's only been one match that's eluded the reveals the whole time. Will there be a Southern Honor title match? I know that there has been in the past Rumblejacks an SHW title match before the Rumblejack. The year I came in, it was Ashton Starr getting a match against Corey Hollis for the SHW title. David Ali versus Jordan Kingsley for the SHW title. So this match is not officially announced, but stay tuned for episode 8 to see if it was announced or if it went down at all. We don't know. But if it does happen, I'll just predict it now. I'm a new champ person anyway. Come on, if this match is going to happen, let it be a new champ, but something tells me Cruel's going to walk out with the belt. Should it happen? If it doesn't happen at all, oh well. Rumblejack traditions. But Rumblejack, so you guys have heard me throughout this whole episode saying Rumblejack, and you're probably wondering what Rumblejack is. It is an annual event like a casino battle royale, except without all the decks and everything. 2 men start out the Rumblejack and begin it. Entrance number 1 and number 2. This year, Brooklyn announced number 1 and number 2 early. That being Owen Knight at number 2. That's my captain. I'm a huge Owen Knight fan. And Owen Knight's a huge fan of me, so... And Gunnar Miller is going to be number 1. When Gunnar Miller is usually the number 21 to 29, somewhere around the early 20s into the 30s. So this will be a real test for both these guys, because I think Brooklyn put my homies, Owen Knight and Gunnar Miller, people who I care about, in the beginning of a match because they are immediate threats. Of course, Gunnar Miller, she likes to call Gunnar Gary's golden boy. So I think I understand why she put him there. And same with Owen, just as a general threat to the SHW title. But I'm now going to run down the remaining part. I'm going to run down the participants of the Rumblejack who have been announced. But we don't know who number 3, 4, etc. is. We only know of number 1 and number 2, which is Gunnar Miller, number 1, and Owen Knight, number 2. So, before I get into all that, the Rumblejack is a casino battle royale, which 2 men start us off. That this year it's Owen Knight and Gunnar Miller. It's Gunnar Miller and Owen Knight, sorry. And every minute from a new entrant, and every minute a new entrant will enter the match. Elimination occurs when you're thrown over the top rope and both feet touch the floor. And then when the final 2 are left standing in the ring, all all of the eliminated wrestlers and participants are lumberjacks. And it's either by pinfall, submission, or over the top rope, both feet touch the floor. And last man standing wins a shot at the SHW title in September. So I mentioned Gunnar Miller, I mentioned Owen Knight. Who else is participating in this thing, you may ask? Well, Judas, Chip Day, of course Owen Knight, Sal Rinauro, Nagicism, Gunnar Miller, Carly Bravo, somebody, a surprise entrant who's an international movie star, yet to be named, with the Diamond Sheik, Jordan Kingsley, Adam Jacobs, Joe Black, Adrian Hawkins, Jimmy Wang Yang, Jazzy Yang, Sunny Days, a mystery opponent who is sponsored by Immortal Tattoos, Nathan Mowry, and Gary Lamb, and General Manager Gary Lamb picks a mystery opponent. And those are just the handful that we know of. There are still some more surprises that we don't know of. So what am I going to do here now is this is the spot where I usually pick. This is usually the time where I get to the SHW Championship match. But since it is the Rumble Jack and that's the main event, I'm going to do a top 10. 5, 10. Favorites for me. And who are my favorites going into this? That's without the special people. That's without the rest. That's without the full card, because we don't know the exact number. It could be 30 men, could be 35 men, could be 40 men, could be 45, could be 50. We don't know exactly how many men are competing in the Rumble Jack until Friday, August 5th. So, that being said, just from the list of participants I have, here are my top 10 here are my top 10 picks to win the Rumble Jack for the 4th year. Number 10, Chip Day. Chip Day, to me, he has found a new aggression after turning on Kyle Matthews, that he wants to make his name known as a solo competitor. He wants to compete in singles action and show what he has to do it. So should he outlast how many men are going to be in this thing? Plus, he's also from Kennesaw, so hey, I'm from Kennesaw, he's from I went to KSU, he's from Kennesaw, so that makes sense. He also gave me a teaser of what it's like to be in the ring by tagging me in, so Chip, you're in at number 10. Number 9, I gotta go with Jimmy Wang Yang. A WWE legend who debuted last year, has seemingly I've seen him backstage a couple times during intermission. But I think Jimmy has something to prove, something to add, and I just can't wait to see him back in the ring at Southern Honor. So Jimmy, number 9. Number 8 is going to be... I can't believe I'm saying this, but Contra member Joe Black, he entered Rumble Jack 2020 and won the thing and tore his Achilles in the process. I think he's an odds-on favorite to win the Rumble Jack this year. And if it's Contra member versus Contra member for the SHW Championship, it would be the biggest... It wouldn't be the biggest screw job. Well, to me personally, it would be the biggest screw job in the history of our sport. But, that being said, Joe Black, I respect you. You have some chance of winning this. Hence why you are number 8 on my rank, on my favorites. Number 7. I'm going to go out and on a limb and say the Immortal Tattoos sponsor is number 7 on my favorites, because I know Michael Holmes and Cheyenne the Sign Girl, the Immortal Tattoos people, for quite some time. And last year, they brought in ECW legend, Extreme Championship Wrestling legend, Stevie Richards, into the Rumble Jack last year. We don't know who they're bringing this year. It could be Stevie Richards, for all I know, again. Who knows with them, but I personally cannot wait to find out who he or she is, because mind you, every year they have at least one woman or so compete, if I'm not mistaken, if my history serves me correctly. Yes, it does, because Danny usually competes. But last year, Jazzy Yang, the daughter of Jimmy Wang Yang, has competed. So whoever he or she is, they are number 7 on my list, because Stevie Richards almost made it to the very end of Rumble Jack 2021. Number 6. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say looking over my choices, because we're getting into the deep waters here. Number 6, I'm going Jazzy Yang. Jazzy Yang is the daughter of Jimmy Wang Yang, as I mentioned earlier, and she might want to one up her father and take it the full way. But I look forward to seeing both of the Yangs back. Like I've said before, I've seen them both backstage during intermission, but the Yangs are a great pairing, and it's great to have them back. Number 5, getting into the deep waters here. Number 5, I'm going with my guy, Jordan Kingsley. The reason why Jordan Kingsley is number 5 is because he has proven month in and month out why he should have, in my defense and Diana's defense, why he should be seen in the title picture. The only loss Jordan Kingsley has is to seemingly contra member Carly Bravo. But other than that, Jordan Kingsley, spotless year. I recently had Jordan Kingsley on episode 7, and he said he couldn't deny my logic. Jordan Kingsley is pretty much starting to turn heads fast, and it's only going to be a matter of time until somebody's like, hey, what about Jordan Kingsley? Because he's beaten every Tom, Dick, and Harry besides Carly Bravo that upper management have thrown at him. And there is no reason why Jordan Kingsley is being underlooked for a title shot. He's got to get one soon. Why not go the full way and win the Rumble Jack? So Jordan Kingsley is number 5. Number 4, man, this is tough, is going to be none other than the Killbilly. Kind Punk Legends production own. I'm talking Grind Club member Nathan Mowry. He's going to be one to watch for. Man competed in a death match with Tank back at SHW 37. He eliminated Danny Only from Rumblejack 2021 before promptly being eliminated by Tank through a mousetrap covered door with skewers in his head. Also, he had been previously eliminated in SHW 2020 when he entered the Rumblejack by then Logan Creed, now known as our champion Cruel, by being thrown for a table. Similarities. So Nathan is a wild card here. He's representing the Grind Club. Grind Club represent Nathan. And I cannot wait to see what Nathan has in store. Nathan, if you need me in your corner, I will oblige accordingly. That's why, Nathan, you are number 4. Number 3. Actually, before we get into the top 3, I want to give an honorable mention to Nagicism. Honorable mention to Nagicism because guy can go. Nagicism is one of those guys that I've seen compete with people like Rob Killjoy, with people like Chip Day. And he tries so hard. And from the footage I've seen of Nagicism, the more I'm impressed with him. he's definitely going to be one to watch. So, honorable mention to Naujism. Number 3 is going to be the mystery opponent with the Diamond Sheik. To me, and from what I know about Sheik, he's a jeweler for celebrities and pro wrestlers. And he had to sign 3 waivers to get this mystery opponent here. So, I'm expecting to be blown away by who Sheik has to offer. So that's why Sheik and his mystery opponent are at number 3. Also tied for number 3. I've got 2 number 3s here, and here's why. Both guys were just too good to leave out. It's the mystery opponent with Sheik, and in my 3rd spot, second pick is going to be Judas. Judas has been on a path of his own after stabbing Cyrus in the eye with a metal, I don't know what it was that he stabbed him in the eye with. Me and Diana got a good look at it, and it looked like a ringed rod, or like a harpoonish type tool. I don't know what it is exactly. I think I might have to ask Judas if he knows what it is, but he used that, and since he no longer has lethal poison, that being Corey Hollis or Brady Pierce, to worry about, you don't know with Judas how many eyes he's gonna stab out if he chooses to, because it's a no DQ match in the Rumble Jack. Judas and Sheik and his mystery opponent tie at number 3 for me. I'm going number 2. Owen Knight. That's one of my captains. Owen Knight is a former SHW champion. And every time Owen comes out, he high-fives me, and obviously it's fun to sing along to some Rick Ross myself. War Ready. He high-fives me, and every time, it's only failed 2 times, but every time he high-fives me, he's almost guaranteed a W. And he's come so close in the past Rumble Jacks that, honestly, momentum's on his side. And plus, he's a huge fan of mine, so I like him, he likes me. You know. Owen, good luck to you, dude. You're gonna need it, as well as my number 1 pick out of Zach the Gear Guy Predicts Top 10 Rumble Jack qualifiers that we know of. It's gotta go to another one of my captains. That's my captain, Gunnar Miller. Dude has been through everything. He he has da, 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 da. He had a tryout with the WWE. Um, Came to Southern Honor, won a contract, had this whole thing with Lethal Poison, Corey Hollis, Judas, was able to close those doors, seemed like he was on his way to a title opportunity, but then he got pulled back into it again by Tank and my mentor, the Rev Dan Wilson. Finally, after competing in what Gunnar Miller told the SHW faithful and the world, in his first and only death match, he's not doing another one, he's now focused on the title. And we've seen Gunnar Miller matches go for like, what, and 20 minutes, 30 earliest? At least. I could be wrong in that math. But whereas Owen's been in the 60-mile mark, now is Gunnar's time to show that he can go 60 minutes. He can go the distance to do anything. Eliminate all those guys. And claim your spot as #1 contender for the SHW title. And I've told Gunnar this multiple times over Twitter, Facebook, and social media. Score that touchdown whilst the field's wide open. Now's your time to do it. Go ahead, do it. Gunnar, I support you. That's my captain. Once again, let me go over it. One more time. SHW Tag Team title match. I'm going All-Star Special. If it happens, if there happens to be an SHW title match, because we don't know. One has not been announced. Cruel versus mystery opponent. I'm going mystery opponent. Bryce Cannon versus mystery opponent. Going mystery opponent. Top 10 picks of mine for the Rumble Jack. That's got to go to Chip Day, Jimmy Wang Yang, Joe Black, Jazzy Yang, Nathan Mowry, Immortal Tattoo sponsor, honorary mention to Narcissism, mystery opponent with Diamond Sheik, Judas, Owen Knight, and Gunnar Miller is my #1 pick. So, that has been another episode of Zach the Gear Guy Predicts. Please leave your predictions in the comment section down below, because I like to read those. And you'll figure out alongside me who debuts, who's surprise entrance, who's here at the Rumble Jack at SHW at episode 8. I will see you there. OGE.